Is this gonna work? Let's see. All right. What's up, guys? Intelitech Studios here, and we got a Black+Decker AirSwivel. I did a video on this a while ago, and I want to preface this by saying that I'm cleaning this up and putting it back together, and hopefully doing the review on this. Although I may have to stop in the middle of it to take a trip to Walmart because I'm not sure if this is the right belt, and I can't find the belt that is marked for this stupid thing. So I might have to do a run out to the store and grab some belts. But I digress. First off, why is their hair just sitting right? I don't know how that got there. Anyways, so this machine, I kind of cleaned up a little bit of this. Didn't really do a whole lot. I'm just going to clean up the rest of this. And I washed pretty much all the internal parts. Here's the cyclone assembly. You can see this cleaned up very, very beautifully. This is one of the best, as far as like a vacuum that I've been able to clean up and make it look like new. This is the best vacuum that I've ever seen as far as the ability for it to clean up. Like, this bin is barely cloudy at all. It's, all the dirt and dust just completely washed out of it. Same thing if we look at the sole plate. Like, there was big chunks of dirt attached to this, and this looks, I mean, if you look at the bottom of this, it looks brand new, minus the little bits of hair that are stuck in there. But look at this. This looks excellent. A little bit of dust in there that I can clean out real quick, but it's very minor. Also, the brush doesn't have the same spinning issues that my 1701 had. So this brush I know is going to be good. We're not going to have another demo fail related to the brush like we did last time. So, that's very, very nice. So this thing has cleaned up very, very well, and I'm very, very happy about that. Also, I cleaned up these lower hoses. So this is the lower hose. This is the main hose. Again, these cleaned up very, very nicely. There were no issues with these cleaning up at all. This dried just fine. There's nothing stuck in the hose. This isn't completely clear. It's still got a yellow tint to it, but pretty much every hose, every clear hose is like that. There's just kind of the thing with clear hoses, and that's why I generally don't like them. So that's that. And, let's see. I don't know how all this dirt got on the front of it, but let's see how good this cleans off. Oh, yeah, that cleans off just fine. But, yeah. So we can see that. So this vacuum actually does still sell. I actually discovered that recently. If I go on to Amazon, they actually do have these in a bit of a different color scheme for $70. I don't know if this is focusing on that, but yeah. So it's the same vacuum. It's just in a slightly different color scheme, and it seems to be the same thing pretty much. Yeah, it's basically the same thing. Only it's black instead of, it's like a transparent black instead of this white, and the accents are still red. But they want Amazon wants $70 for this. I don't know how much, if $70 is exactly the best price, but considering it has a swivel neck, and out of all the compact machines that I've seen, like the Power Force Compact and the Dirt Devil, um, what is it, Power Max or Express? I have one in my room over there. I forgot which one it was called, but either way, Dirt Devil's compact vacuum. This is by far the best out of pretty much out of all those machines, but it also costs the most, so that's pretty much expected. Like, literally, you pull this out, the entire cyclone assembly comes apart, and this is this even in frame? And this is really nice. You just twist that, and it all comes apart, and you can just completely disassemble this entire cyclone assembly. And you can see there's a filter right there. This just pops right down in there. You can see that. Super simple. Just pops right in. And then we got this like 3-layer filter over here. You got the case, you got this little pad, and then you got this little thing that goes over it. So it's like a 3-layer filter. I think this is the correct way these filters are supposed to go. I believe this part was supposed to be on the outside. And that just pops in the top right there. Clamp shut. The seal on this is really weak. Like, this thing has a lot of play to it. You can hear that. And I'm not a big fan of this latch. It's super, super sensitive. So it's entirely possible that, if, granted, you have to pull it out, you can't just tap the button, So you don't have to worry about it tapping something and coming undone, but if you just put your finger on there, it pops off pretty easily. So is that even in frame? But yeah, so that, you know, that I kind of like. It is kind of weird how, again, you have to put your finger in it, like, to get it to pop open, but I guess that's probably good because, again, you can't just hit it and have it open, but at the same time it opens pretty easily, so it seems like that makes sense. I haven't seen any scenario where this could easily pop open and then drop all the dirt on you or anything. Then it has this neat little maintenance guide, just tells you everything as far as what to do. According to this maintenance guide, that foam filter is supposed to be all one piece, but for some reason mine's separated into two pieces, so apparently it's not supposed to do that, but that is correct the way that I had it put in there. And then it tells you how to clean the cyclone and search for clogs. I doubt no one's ever seen this. Anyone who's on this vacuum, no one has pretty much ever seen this, probably, because apparently people really struggle with looking at big, bright white pictures explaining exactly what they need to do. Apparently people are just that bad at reading instructions, which I can't blame them because I am too sometimes. But we can see how well this is actually cleaned up. Like, this is, you know, like, we can see, like, the night and day difference between each side of this. The side that we cleaned up and the side that is not cleaned up yet. We can just kind of see that difference there. So we're basically just cleaning this whole thing up, and I don't know how all this dirt got here. Like, it's a mystery to me. I don't see what exactly could have caused all of this, but hey, you know, it is what it is. So, and I'm just using just regular window cleaner, so nothing really fancy. Just, you know, make it smell nice, clean it up a little bit. I'm not sure this is the best solution to use to clean something, since this is obviously designed for glass. But it should be okay. It should do the trick, hopefully. Again, I don't know if there's a way that I can access this filter, but it doesn't seem to be hurting anything. Or is this... wait a minute. Did I just figure out how to pop this filter off? Oh, Okay, well, there's no filter in there. Is there supposed to be a filter in here? I can't even see that. Is there supposed to be a filter in here? Because there's no filter in here. Huh. That's weird. We can clean off this little grill. Because there is no filter in there. So I don't know what the point of having this grill be removable is if there's no filter in there. Maybe there's supposed to be a filter in there and it's just missing. Well, it's the exhaust filter, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. I did not see this at Walmart the other day. I bought a bunch of filters at Walmart yesterday because they had them all on clearance. Some of them were like, you know, $25, $30, $40 filters. And they're all the Febreze brand that they had them listed for $1 a piece. So I easily grabbed 10 filters. There we go. So I just easily went ahead and grabbed 10 filters. So that way I have plenty of filters. So just kind of cleaning this whole thing up. Trying to get into this one little crevice is a pain, because dust manages to get in there and you can't get the dust out. And I'll demo it afterwards once I get all this. So anything that falls off onto the carpet is going to get cleaned up. So that's no big deal. I don't know, is this going to have enough storage space to get all this? Hopefully. This shouldn't have a 10-minute limit on it since it's in full HD. I know people ask me to bump up the quality and stuff, but all my phones, even my Note 9, has a stupid thing where, like, you can only record for like 10 minutes if you're using anything but just standard 1080p. Which is ridiculous because it's not like it's, you know, a heat related thing, because they let you just immediately start recording again anyways. So it's I don't understand it, and it's just really a nuisance. And I'll literally go into like an hour-long rant, and then I'll only record the first 10 minutes of it. And I'm not going to put up with that just for, you know, higher quality. So I'd rather just get an actual camera. Getting all these cracks and crevices. Clean out this little tube, since that's pretty much the only thing that's left to really clean out. As far as tubes, I just noticed this yellow piece right there. I don't know how that, I don't know if that like got melted, if someone set this near a space heater or what, but that's pretty intense. Motor spindle has a bit of rust on it. Should be okay. See, that cleans up pretty nicely as well. It's gonna get all that crap on my fingers. There's another one where I've been debating whether or not I should keep it or I should sell it. I'll probably end up just selling this one. It's kind of redundant, even though it is a nice machine. And I haven't owned a Black+Decker in a long time. I just got one of the Black+Decker hand vacs recently. I haven't even plugged it in to see if it works yet. I got it like a month ago. But you know, so this I'm pretty sure this is my first Black+Decker upright, like full-size upright, because I had one of those. Does anyone remember that Black+Decker where it was like I don't even know how to describe it, but it was one where you had like, it was like a really skinny stick vac, and it wasn't like a handheld that was built into it. I don't think, but it was like some type where like the bottom section you could remove, and that turned one part of it into something else. It was like, it was blue. I don't remember what it was called. I don't know. I'm probably not even remembering it correctly, or definitely not describing it correctly. But yeah, there was old Black+Decker. It was like a stick vac, kinda, sorta, that had, you know, just like a really quirky sort of design. And I had it as a kid. I smashed it years ago. I smashed it when my mom still had a house in, you know, close to here. So that would have been well over a decade ago that I broke that. I remember what it looked like though. If I saw a picture of it, I would know what it is. I just don't remember the name of it. But yeah, it was like a really weird Black+Decker model. Clean this out is really annoying. All these like chunks of dirt. This is just, again, just a super long video of just Just cleaning out a vacuum. Showing the actual process. I could cut the video, but that's the thing. It's like if I cut the video, then people are going to complain about missing certain parts, and then if I don't cut the video, then people are going to complain about the video being too long. And the way I see it is, you know, hey, better have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So if you don't need to see all these middle parts, then just skip through the video. You know, so that's kind of like what's swaying me in the direction of just uploading the full thing. Because then, you know, it's there for the people that want it, right? Instead of having to upload 2 separate videos. I just put my fingers right in that dirt. That's gross. Because I don't know where the hell this thing's been. That's the thing about these. You never know where they've been. It's kind of realize once you start thinking about how gross some of these machines actually are. Like, this is the machine that people use to get rid of all the dirty stuff in their lives. So if you've seen them if you've seen the person and they're clean and they have questionable cleanliness, and I can't imagine what their vacuum has gone through. The vacuum's probably felt like it's gone through Vietnam. But see that cleaned up nicely. That's good enough for now. That should do the trick. I'll clean up this little edge seal as well. My fingernail right in that little groove. That should do the trick. Hey, look at that. That's nice. That's very nice. Look at that. That's beautiful. Got so many of these. Probably going through paper towel. I should have just used a rag. Okay, maybe in future I'll go back to just using a rag because I'm wasting a lot of paper towels with this. This probably isn't working all that well anyways. And then, see, that happens too. You just completely bust right through it. It defeats the entire purpose. Little mark right there. Alright, I'm moving to the rag. This is getting ridiculous. I'll have to go over with a sponge. Get the rest of this, get the little marks and stuff that are left. But this is good enough. I'm satisfied with that. I can get the rest of it later. So let's put this thing back together. Again, I might have to run over and get some belts for it, since this thing clearly needs it. This might be the right. Actually, that's probably not the right belt. That's Abyssal Style 7. Do they work with the air? What kind of belts does this stupid thing use? See, is it on the product page for this? Does it say at all what type of belt it uses on this page? I'm gonna guess it's not going to. Included components, vacuum. Okay. That's helpful. Come on. Let's see. Black+Decker AirSwivel vacuum belt. What does this thing use? Oh yeah, the first thing that pops up is a filter. Okay. What other vacuums does this work for? What the heck? Genuine Eureka vacuum accessories. What? This is so stupid. Hold on. That's the wrong button. Okay, so these belts that this thing takes are the same as the Dirt Devil Style 15 and the Bissell 3130 belts, which I do not appear to have any of. I believe I used my last one a couple months ago. So I will have to take a trip to Walmart to get some belts for this, which is annoying. But I know the brush roll is good, so it hopefully shouldn't, snap through the belt. And in the meantime, we're going to put this thing back together, and then afterwards I'll run and I'll get some belts. And then we'll be able to do the demo of this. So I'll still run it in this video just without a belt, and then I'll do the demo whenever I get a belt for it and get that working. So that's what we're going to do. So ignore this belt. This belt can go away. We don't need it. So I guess for now we'll just put this back in. And that just, oops, goes in like this. There we go, goes in like that. It's a very nice brush roll. You can tell it spins very freely, so it's not going to have any issues with the new belt. Thank goodness. Not going to have any more problems like that. Not with this machine anyways. And now we're going to clean this out. Give this another quick wipe down before we install it. It's already clean, but it's got this little weird, it's got this stupid little latch here at the bottom that's kind of unnecessary. I'm assuming it's there just in case you lose your screws and the plate at least holds on a little bit. It's even got a little squeegee for bare floors, which is kind of nice. But yeah, that all works just fine. Grab our screws, and I did not grab a screwdriver. Okay, got all that, and grab all these screws, and put all of these back in. This one. Let's start with this one in the middle, because this one's kind of tricky to get to. The screwdriver's not magnetic? Oh, that's so stupid. I'll line that up. There we go. It's got this like weird little screw right there. It's super hard to get to. I always like to start with the middle section, even though it's probably not the correct way to do it. There we go. Into that corner. This is the only vacuum that I own right now that has any sort of swivel neck on it, swivel steering. Pretty sure anyways, yeah. This is the only one that I have that has any sort of swivel steering. I don't own any Dyson ball vacuums. I don't own any sort of other, any like Auric Pilot swivel steering machines. None of those. Okay, this screw just popped out. Where did this come from? Oh, did I not put... Oh, I didn't put that one in. Okay. I was going to say... I missed one. There. There we go. Pop up like that. And then now we can put on... The only other screws that we have are for this lower hose, which has got this little... The little spring on this was out of place, so I just put it back where it's supposed to go, and now this pops down the way it should. So this just pops over this little housing right here. There, just like that. Come on. Doesn't exactly click into place. You have to just kind of force it. And let's see. And if I can figure out where these screws went, are these all the same size screws? They are. So don't worry about that. I'm going to start. This does not like to stay on. Not really graceful way to do this, is there? I guess now would be a good time to wipe down this wipe this down before I install this little piece, and that should do the trick. And put that. Okay. And of course the screw falls out because the stupid screwdriver isn't magnetic. Non-magnetic screwdrivers should be outlawed. Put that mostly in. And well, that's not right. So that one we could finger tighten. And this one, there we go, it goes in completely normally. This pops right on there, and this is, I believe this is just friction fit. There's no clamp or clip on this, so you just gotta kind of twist it on there and just hope it kind of stays good, but that should be good. And then the only thing that's left is the hose. This didn't have any attachments on it, so it's just the hose, which this just pops over this little valve. I think this is melted too, because this is not the way it's supposed to be. There we go. That's how it's supposed to go. So twist in like that, and then that's that, and then the cyclone assembly, and there we go. It's back together. So this thing is back together. And that's wonderful. I like gross dirt and everything. But yeah, so it's back together. So that's the Black+Decker AirSwivel all back together now. And let's try it out. Well, it works just fine. With that squeegee, it's kind of hard to push on carpet, but it seems like it'd be just great on bare floors. So yeah, so fixed up the Black+Decker AirSwivel, and yeah, I'll go buy a belt for it and do a demo. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.